person. That's good. Okay, we're trying to teach you some of the basic stuff to do. Most everybody, when they go to tack up a horse, they'll drop the chain off. You see him bump that? Well, that's what we want him to do. He knows that he can't get anywhere else. So we got an awl of his head that we can work, maneuver, and use. We put the caveson on first. Let me do the caveson thing first. You got 2 inches of spare. Here's the top. You don't want to go with the caveson above those cheekbones. So you want it resting comfortable. You got a gristle right here. But right here goes strictly bone. And that's what we want. We want him to be up here, whether it's off the cheekbones, but off his nasal passage. This way he's perfectly comfortable. He's able to breathe good, off the cheekbones, positioned right. Now this is where it goes, and this is where you adjust it. We loosen it up to take it on and off, so it's real loose to get the bit in and everything. But once we get the bit in, then we adjust it up to where it ought to be. So go ahead and put your undo the curve chain.
Tight down on the wrong side.
Yes. Okay, adjustment for the curve chain. Wendell just fixed it on. He's done this so many times he don't have to measure it or adjust it. But 4 fingers. If you put 4 fingers under there and you're still loose, this way when you tighten it up, it goes immediately. That's the perfect adjustment. 4 fingers, and then everything works perfectly. Now he's going to adjust this up. Right there, it's barely off the cheekbones. And he's going to get that as tight as he possibly can, because this keeps his mouth closed at all times. You ride a gaited horse out of contact in the bit, and as long as his mouth is closed, you know you've got your contact. If he opened his mouth up while you were riding, you lose your contact. So it's very important to caveson and it to be set right and adjusted right. Okay, now I'm gonna, while we're doing this thing, I'm gonna start tempting a little at a time. The gaits, this is just a typical slow walk like any other horse walks. This is just a plain old slow walk. Now this horse will do a slow walk, you'll do a flat foot walk, you'll do a running walk, and then you'll do a rack. And we'll be doing all this today and showing you exactly. Now our cue is our cues. It's not everybody else's cues. We plan on using our horses in cattle, whether it's just for us or team penning or working our horses, but we try to save the mouth all we can. All he's got in his mouth is just a little old short Argentine snapper, which is the most mildest bit there is. That's usually everybody's first bit to put in a mouth. We point the toe the direction we're turning and barely pull, and then we sort of bump with the outside leg, the opposite leg, the opposite leg you turn, and move the shoulder on over. He turns and then when he learns to give to that point and go to that toe, Now let him go left foot walk. He's still walking, he's just doing it faster. Now I'm going to ask him to stop here in a minute, but what he's going to do, he's going to lean back in the saddle, pointing both feet to stop. Now stop. Whoa. Okay, now when you say put, now ease off. Okay, show him the neutral with your hand. Neutral right there. When you set your hands on his neck, there's neutral. When your reins are loose, we're not going to ask you to do anything from the neutral standpoint. Pick your hands up. Horse raises his head up, he's waiting for command. Now lean back, point your toes, that's okay. Now what his stance right there is both toes pointing towards his nose and lean back. That is stop. That is also back. So when you stop your horse, back him, and that's what puts him on the behind to try to get a sliding stop at a later date. So every time you stop, you sit down in that saddle, he'll stop, sit there a second, and he should come right back if he doesn't ask him to back. But they get so used to backing every time you stop, they say, well, he's fixing to make me back, so that's what puts him on his butt, trying to get stopped. Now he's off. And we use long reins and we pop him. I want him to be laid back, but I don't want him to be fired up. Now make him go right. There you go. Just ask him to go a little faster. He's going to go right into it by himself. No hustle, no fuss. Just ease him right on into it. Okay, now stop. Whoa. There. See him get up, plant that butt? Because he knew he was fixing to have to back up. So he planted them back feet, did just a few each stop. That's what we're after. That's your basic setup to do any maneuver you want to do with leg cues. You stop, you turn both directions, and go. We're going to do a little bit more on gaiting. The best thing about this horse versus 90% of gaited horses, you don't have to make him gait out of his mouth. He just does it natural. This horse is so natural. Now Wendell's got the reins basically flopping to prove a point that you ain't got to do this. You're better off not to do that. You're better off to have all the slack out. But he's doing it to prove a point. He ain't got to.
On the road, you might want to take more hope. Your mom, you don't have to. Got the elbows. Hands do.
And the biggest thing is disconnecting your arm. Wendell's exaggerating his arm away from his body just to prove it. Well, you need to, don't ride with your elbows locked to your body, because every time your body moves, your hands follow suit, and it makes a bump in the mouth. So you don't want to do that. You want to take your elbows away from your body and just let it float. That way your bit's floating in his mouth and not. There's Euclid. Now, don't ever ask the horse to do anything for Euclid. You can lay those reins to get on, you can lay those reins to get off. He knows what neutral is, right there. Now, when you put the reins up, you always give him a second or two to get primed up which way to go, forward, reverse, or whatever. But the horse has got to have a neutral to escape his mind a little bit. Get sponsors, get out of the way. We're going to do a little thing about, I want you to be able to talk to your blacksmith. The biggest thing is you've got to be able to tell your blacksmith what you want, because most of the blacksmiths do not shoe gaited horses. Now hopefully you got one that has, or will, but you got to have one that'll listen to you. I wanted to have him a fresh shoe job, but it didn't work out. He's not hurting to be shod, but I want you to see his angles. They're on a 50-degree angle. I want front and back. I want him to have a good long front foot, and he could stand a little longer toe, if anything. Don't think this is long. This is not. From the hairline, from the corner band to the toe, I like to have 3.5, 4 inches. 50-degree angle always. That's low in the heel. Give him a little toe. Back foot is shot the exact same way. 50-degree angle, but you don't want any toe. Walk with me out here on this camera and keep it going. The basic walk. Let's do my feet. Walk. The people got to get this in their head. When you walk, you land on your heel. Okay, when you trot like this. You're landing on your toe or flat-footed, but you cannot trot on your heels. If you do, you're going to fall. Okay, now most blacksmiths are sitting the horse on an angle to trot. We're not dealing with trots. We're dealing with gait. This. Walk. So the blacksmith's got to get this in his head. Lower in the heel, long toe, so he can land. Pronounce his foot. Now if you want him to trot and you don't want him to gait, well, sit him up and you just wipe his gait out. So this is critical to get the feet right. 50-degree angle, nice long toe, very little heel, 50 degree. Back feet, same way, but no toe, just regular toe. I hope you and your blacksmith converse on this, because you could absolutely destroy a gait from the shoes. Thank you.